Hi everybody, Diane Hagerty, Grassroots Taxes one more time. Again, I'm reviewing the legislation that passed March 18th, HR 6201, that was passed into law yesterday. This video, in a series of videos I'm doing today, is talking about tax credits for employers. So this is how you get your money back for paying paid leave to your employees and how to plan your actions mostly. We need to talk about that. So, first, if you haven't watched my video on employers and what you're required to pay, the emergency sick leave and the emergency FMLA, you are required to pay this. 1 to 500 employees, you are required to pay this. There is no exception for smaller employees. All of it comes to the employees as wages. So what happens? It is wages. So therefore it is subject to withholding, the federal and state withholding. It is not going to be subject to Social Security tax. So it's not box 3 income on a W-2. Since they didn't actually work to get it, it is not subject to unemployment insurance. And finally, it is going to be subject to Medicare insurance. But you're going to get a tax credit for paying the Medicare insurance too, which seems a little convoluted, but you know, it's Congress. So when you pay your employees, you also pay them, so you'll get a tax credit for their wages paid. If you are on a health insurance program and you're already paying part of their health insurance and they're deferring some of it pre-tax, okay, you get a credit for paying all their health insurance, and you also get a credit for paying the Medicare tax on their wages. Now, how do you get this payroll tax? How do you get your money back? You're paying all this stuff, you're paying. How do you get it all back? At this point, what they passed yesterday was you get it back as a refundable tax credit when you file your payroll taxes, your 941. We're almost through March here. This legislation doesn't really go into effect for 15 days. We're into April at that point. That's second quarter. That means you're not going to get any of this money back until July, after when you file your 941. I'm not really understanding their thoughts here. The original legislation had it where you could apply for it in 30-day periods. That was scratched and they changed it to a payroll tax credit. You're not going to get your money back till July. When I was listening to the Senate proceedings, one of the senators, she says, I think we might have just done more harm than good passing this legislation. So hopefully there'll be more legislation to come, but you need to really consider this as to, well, what are you going to do? I mean, can you bankroll your employee's sick leave for 3 months and get it back as a tax credit? If you can, that'd be great. I know there's some Small Business Administration loans coming out that were approved. That's going to be tomorrow when I finally get some more clarity on that, maybe the next day, I'm not really sure. But as soon as I find out about these Small Business Administration loans, maybe you can get a loan to pay your employees until you get the tax credit back. I'm not really sure. I'll look at that in the next coming days. But hopefully they'll pass more legislation to help you. But if you cannot bankroll this, if you have less than 50 employees and you cannot pay them, you are not required to pay them if it will bankrupt you. But just in all kindness to everyone, if you can't pay them, if it's going to bankrupt you to pay this and there's no way you can survive this, just lay everybody off and let them claim unemployment. Do the best you can, paying what you can, and at that point where you just can't, lay everybody off. Unemployment will pick up where you left off, have them get in as much as they can. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot of good things to say here today. I'm really doing the best I can, but I'm helping you plan as to what you should do. Should you lay everybody off? Should you continue paying sick pay? But yes, you are required to pay sick pay if they take time off because their kids are out of school or they're sick or they're self-quarantining. You are required to pay this. And if you can't do it and you have less than 50 employees, you can get away with not paying it. But at this time, I really don't know. Finally, I just want to remind you, as I said in the other videos, if you lay everybody off, your rate will not go up. There is not a wait week. In most states at this point, the feds told them that it can waive the wait week. So most states are going to waive that. So they can immediately claim unemployment on the first day. So that's all I've got to say today on this. I'm hoping they pass more legislation to help people out. to help you out. But right now, the only thing we do is a payroll tax credit, and that is not till July. And I'm really not happy with this legislation, but it's what we have. So that's your two choices: lay everybody off, or agree to pay them sick pay, or a combination of the both. You know, keep whoever you can keep. Hopefully I'll have better news for you tomorrow or the next day when more legislation passes. But other than that, watch my other videos, watch me on Facebook, subscribe to my channel, do all those things you know you're supposed to do, and I'll have more news for you as soon as I got it. I got your back, and I'll see you soon.